How's it, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today, I'm going to be fan casting the new DCU, and I'm not going to be casting every single character that has been announced in James Gunn's new DC slate, but I thought this would be a fun video because there's been a lot of chitter-chatter about who it should play certain characters, who should play Superman, who should play Batman, etc., and there's a good chunk of characters that I've decided I will fan cast. And of course, let me hear your thoughts on all these down in the comments below, and let me hear your fan casts. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump on into this, starting off with the Man of Steel himself, Superman. And now, there's actually a few options I have for Superman. There's a few options for some of these characters, but for Superman, there's been a lot of talk on Wolfgang Novogratz. Don't know if I pronounced that name right. And there's been a lot of talk about him. He should play Superman. He's kind of an unknown actor. He's been in a few things for sure. None that I've seen, but he has been in movies. But he's relatively unknown. I think this is a good choice, to be honest. I don't think, I don't think he's bad looking in terms of how Superman should look. And yeah, I think going with kind of a lesser known actor is kind of cool. Another person, though, I have is Adam DeMarco from The White Lotus Season 2, who played Albie. I think he'd be kind of interesting. He definitely would have to bulk up a little bit for the role, but, it's all right. And then lastly, this is a very controversial one. Not many people agree with this pick for Superman, but Joe Keery. Yeah, I know, not everyone likes it, but for me, I think it would kind of work a little bit, to be honest, especially the Clark Kent side of things. I think that would work really well. But, that's just me. Anyway, moving on to Batman. There's a few people for this one as well. We have Ben Barnes. Now, I'm kind of stealing this from someone I overheard on Grace Randolph's stream, which I know she's a controversial character. She's quite a character. But I was watching her stream going over the James Gunn DC slate, and she was saying, or someone in the chat said Ben Barnes, and I was like, you know what? I think that's kind of good, to be honest, so I'm also stealing that. But then we have a few that are, well, there's actually still a few that some people have said in the past. But you're going to have to go for, either way, you're going to have to go for an older Batman, I feel like, if we're going to have Damian Wayne in the mix of things, which, by the way, not even going to attempt to cast Damian Wayne, because a lot of people have been saying that he should be of Arab descent. I don't know any Arab actors that are, young that should be Damian Wayne's age. So I have no clue who should play Damian Wayne. I don't know. But anyway, going back to the Batman choices, we have Ryan Gosling. Hey, man, I don't know. It's just maybe. And then some of the other people that some others wanted to be Batman before Robert Pattinson got cast back in 2020 or whenever he got cast. Jake Gyllenhaal, think that'd be a decent one still. Again, you're going to have to go for a somewhat older Batman, but not super, super old. Although this last pick that I have to play Batman is, I think he might be in his 50s or late 40s. I don't know for sure. John Hamm. Yeah, I still think he'd be a decent older Batman if they wanted to go that route. Again, I really do think that they would have to go for an older Batman, so we'll see. Anyway, moving on to Supergirl. I have Sydney Sweeney. This is the only pick I have. You could cast a lot of people in this role, but I think Sydney Sweeney has the acting chops for it and the looks. I'm just going to say that because it does seem they're going to go for a blonde Supergirl, which, I like blonde Supergirl more, I got to be honest. But yeah, Sydney Sweeney, I think, has the acting chops for it, so I think that makes sense. Next, we have Booster Gold. A lot of people have been saying Chris Pratt for this one. I don't want to see Chris Pratt in this role because it's James Gunn helming this show. Well, I don't know if he's helming the show, but he's definitely involved with it. But some people think, oh, Chris Pratt, because of James Gunn's work on Guardians of the Galaxy, of course. No. And I'm not a Chris Pratt hater. I know there's some people on the internet that hate Chris Pratt. I love Chris Pratt. I don't want to see him as Booster Gold. Would it be the end of the world if he was cast as him? No. But I'm gonna say Chase Crawford. Yeah, from The Boys, The Deep. I think it'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, I think it'd be good. Next, we have Hal Jordan. I have Glenn Powell. Now, a lot of people have been saying this Glenn Powell should be Hal Jordan. A lot of people actually have been saying Glenn Powell should be Booster Gold as well. But I'm going Chase Crawford for Booster Gold. But Glenn Powell, obviously loved him in Top Gun Maverick, and that kind of relates to the Hal Jordan character a little bit. And yeah, I think he'd be a perfect fit for Hal Jordan, if we're being honest. Next, we have Jon Stewart, Green Lantern. This one might be controversial, I don't know, just because the age. I mean, he's not super old, but we have John David Washington, Denzel Washington's son. I believe John David Washington's like 38. Not super old, and John David Washington looks great. I mean, like, I know some people are super hesitant when it comes to ages for superheroes. Some people don't like older superheroes, but like 38, let's be real, that's not that old, guys. And John David Washington doesn't look old. Like, come on now. But I know there's going to be some, like, 14-year-old in the comments who's like, ugh, 38-year-old, almost 40-year-old Green Lantern. No one wants to see that, Jack. But I think John David Washington's a fantastic actor. I think I think he's very underrated, to be honest, as well. I think he's one of the most underrated actors working today, maybe. I don't know, I really like John David Washington. Everything I've seen him in, he's been fantastic, so... yeah, I would like to see it. Next, we have Swamp Thing, and this is the last character I'm going to fan cast. But I say Dave Bautista, I know he's kind of voiced his opinions on who he should play in the DCU. He's wanted to play Lex Luthor. I don't see it. He doesn't want to play Bane, so, okay. Some people wanted him to be Bane in a Batman movie someday, whatever. But I think Swamp Thing, first of all, obviously he has the physique for it, and if he's going to be covered in a bunch of practical effects, hopefully it's practical effects, I think Dave Bautista would be a good Swamp Thing, to be honest. I just think he would. I think it would work, and obviously Dave Bautista already has a pre-existing relationship with James Gunn, with Guardians of the Galaxy, so, yeah, that's my pick for Swamp Thing, man. I'll be honest. I think it would work. He's got the physique for it. I don't think Dave Bautista is a bad actor, so... I think he could play that role well. I'll just say it. But yeah, that's all the characters I'm going to be fan casting. I'm not going to fan cast any of the Authority members because I know jack shit about them. So not going to be casting those. But there's a few others here and there. But these were like all the kind of main characters that were kind of announced: the Green Lanterns, Booster Gold, Swamp Thing, Supergirl, and then Batman and Superman. So yeah, let me hear your fan casts down in the comments, and let me hear your opinions on this fan cast. I'm sure it'll be a little controversial to some people. But yeah, that's kind of where my head's at. Obviously with Superman and Batman, I haven't decided 100% who should play them because I have multiple people in that role. But yeah, let me hear your thoughts on all this down in the comments. And if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.